Living in the United States, getting your hands on a short-barreled rifle can be a frustrating process. First comes the NFA paperwork, then the $200 tax stamp. After that, you wait, and wait, and wait some more. Months can pass before approval finally arrives, and when it does, what are you really gaining? A stock, maybe a vertical foregrip, and a legal SBR designation. For some shooters, that's absolutely worth it. For others, it's a headache they'd rather avoid. That's why many gun owners stick with pistol configurations and stabilizing braces. It saves money, paperwork, and time. But sometimes a brace simply doesn't provide the feel, balance, or appearance shooters want. For those considering whether an SBR stamp is truly worth the effort, these pistol caliber platforms make some of the strongest arguments for taking the plunge. Let's start with one of the most respected modern pistol caliber platforms on the market, the SIG MPX. When SIG introduced the MPX in 2013, it immediately grabbed attention. At a time when many shooters were focused on rifle caliber carbines, SIG doubled down on the advantages of pistol caliber firearms. And those advantages remain compelling today. Lower recoil, lighter ammunition, reduced blast, and excellent close-range performance all make pistol caliber carbines incredibly practical. They're fun to shoot, easy to handle, and highly effective within realistic defensive distances. What separates the MPX from many competitors is its operating system. Instead of relying on a traditional straight blowback action, the MPX utilizes a short-stroke gas piston system. That means lighter moving parts, smoother cycling, reduced felt recoil, and excellent suppressor compatibility. The controls feel immediately familiar to anyone who has spent time behind an AR-15. Ergonomics are excellent, the receiver remains compact, and the collapsible stock configuration shines once the firearm becomes an SBR. Another advantage is modularity. Barrel swaps are relatively straightforward, allowing shooters to tailor the platform to different roles. The biggest drawback is cost. The gun itself isn't cheap, and factory magazines aren't exactly budget-friendly either. Fortunately, 9mm ammunition remains one of the most affordable centerfire options available, helping offset some of those expenses. For shooters seeking a premium SBR platform, the MPX remains one of the strongest choices available. Next up is a true icon, the HK MP5. The MP5 may be decades old, but age hasn't diminished its reputation. This platform earned its legendary status through military and law enforcement service across the globe, including extensive use by elite units such as the British SAS. Built primarily from stamped steel, the MP5 is heavier than many modern competitors. It also lacks some of the modularity shooters expect from contemporary designs. And no, it doesn't accept Glock magazines. What it does offer is an exceptionally refined shooting experience. The roller-delayed blowback system, inherited from the HK G3 rifle family, delivers smooth recoil characteristics and outstanding control. Even today, many shooters consider the MP5 one of the softest shooting 9mm carbines ever produced. Accuracy remains excellent, and reliability is well established after decades of service. Turning an MP5 into an SBR allows shooters to install the traditional fixed stock that many consider superior to collapsible alternatives or stabilizing braces. The result is a platform that feels balanced, comfortable, and remarkably easy to shoot well. The downside is obvious: cost. Between original HK firearms, premium clones, and collectible variants, MP5 ownership can become expensive very quickly. Still, for shooters chasing one of the most legendary pistol caliber platforms ever created, few firearms rival the MP5. Moving on, we have the Kriss Vector chambered in 10mm. If the MP5 is known for refinement, the Vector is known for innovation. The 10mm version delivers substantial energy while remaining surprisingly controllable thanks to Kriss's patented Super V recoil mitigation system. Rather than allowing recoil forces to drive straight rearward, the system redirects movement downward. This dramatically reduces muzzle rise and helps keep sights on target during rapid strings of fire. The result is a firearm that feels significantly softer than many shooters expect from a 10mm platform. Earlier Vector models were somewhat limited in magazine capacity, but modern options include 33-round magazines that dramatically increase firepower. As an SBR, the Vector becomes exceptionally compact and maneuverable, making it easy to use in confined environments while still delivering serious ballistic performance. The trade-off is ammunition cost. 10mm remains considerably more expensive than 9mm, and shooters planning to train heavily may find reloading increasingly attractive. For those seeking major power without sacrificing controllability, the Vector offers a unique combination that few firearms can match. Next on the list is the Uzi Carbine. Modern? Not exactly. Relevant? Absolutely. The Uzi helped define the submachine gun world and earned its reputation through extensive military service with the Israeli Defense Forces and numerous agencies around the globe. Compared to modern pistol-caliber carbines, the Uzi is heavier, less modular, and decidedly old school in its design philosophy. That weight, however, works in its favor. The substantial steel construction absorbs recoil extremely well, helping the gun remain controllable and pleasant to shoot. Converting an Uzi into an SBR is also relatively straightforward. Many examples already feature barrel lengths conducive to the process, leaving the addition of a proper stock as one of the primary benefits. Magazine availability remains strong, with 32-round magazines widely available and relatively affordable. Combined with inexpensive 9mm ammunition, operating costs stay manageable. Sometimes the best justification is also the simplest. It's an Uzi. For many shooters, that's reason enough. Of course, no list like this would be complete without the AR-15 chambered in 9mm. The AR platform's modularity makes it a natural candidate for SBR builds. Familiar controls, endless aftermarket support, and broad parts availability all contribute to its popularity. Many 9mm ARs utilize a straightforward blowback operating system. While effective, that design can result in heavier reciprocating mass and increased recoil compared to some alternatives. That's where designs like the CMMG Banshee enter the conversation. Using a radial delayed blowback system, the Banshee significantly softens recoil while maintaining reliability. It also expands beyond 9mm into calibers, such as 45 ACP and 10mm auto. Magazine options remain plentiful and affordable, and the overall handling characteristics stay true to the familiar AR platform. For shooters who already own ARs and want to maintain a consistent manual of arms across multiple firearms, a 9mm SBR makes a tremendous amount of sense. At the end of the day, plenty of firearms can benefit from an SBR configuration, but not all of them justify the paperwork, tax stamp, and waiting period. The SIG MPX, HK MP5, Kriss Vector, Uzi, and 9mm AR platforms all offer meaningful advantages once the stock goes on and barrel length is optimized. These aren't just guns that look better as SBRs. They genuinely perform better. Whether your priorities are recoil control, compactness, suppressor compatibility, magazine capacity, or pure shooting enjoyment, these platforms make some of the strongest arguments for why an SBR can still be worth the effort.